Buy now feels like one click, one small dopamine hit. But behind that button, it's a whole economy built on impulsive buying. It's an economy fueled by psychology, algorithms, and a culture that has turned overconsumption into entertainment. And the true cost? It's not just the money. It's what we think we value and what we give up in the process. I'm a process quality and planning manager. I audit systems and identify waste, including financial one, for a living. And once I started applying these principles to my own finances, it's when I saw real change. Let's dig in. Have you heard about the psychology of buy now? Basically, it's revolving around the dopamine cycle of instant rewards. Buy now buttons, the flash sales, the timers. One-click checkouts basically is removing the whole decision-making of going through every single step and maybe changing your mind in the process. You're basically jumping through the whole steps in one single click, and you are able to purchase everything because your whole payment information is already stored, so you're not going to do so much. Basically, it's one click and everything is already secured. And this whole system is capitalizing on your feeling of instant gratification, basically how it's making you happy. It's giving you that dopamine rush and you're happy for a second. Can you let me know down in the comments what was your latest impulse buy? I'm curious to know. Amazon has pioneered the one-click checkouts. The whole choice, or the architecture of choice, if you will, has been reviewed by adding those nudges. And those nudges in behavioral economy are basically encouraging you to do these things, or like influencing you subconsciously. You're not even realizing it. You are being nudged to make those decisions. Perhaps you should be nudging yourself to make better decisions. Now, if you understand how this thing works, you can actually apply it to your own life, but in the other way around. It's been designed to make you purchase. Why not nudge yourself to automate your saving, or nudge yourself to automate your investments? This way you are using that knowledge to your benefit. Buying became a culture. Overconsumption isn't just individual. It has become a cultural phenomenon fueled by haul culture, by unboxing videos. It's a cultural loop, basically. Do you know that the TikTok trend of TikTok made me buy this have seen 75 billion views since its launch, and that was back in 2023. So you can imagine how powerful those trends can be and how powerful social media can be in accentuating that. And that's why we're talking about a culture here, because it's not just a decision. It's not just someone who's been struggling with overconsumption or being a shopaholic might think separately. It's a whole culture that is actually encouraging that behavior. Specifically when there is like a whole trend, like, or you have a holiday coming up, or there's a season coming up of whatever thing people are celebrating, then you start to see these hauls and these unboxing videos all over your TikTok and your Facebook, basically everywhere you look, and it's triggering you to do more. Just one recent example, since it's fall season and it's beautiful and people are celebrating this, but you can see how much the culture has become of overconsumption related to how many things people are buying to celebrate fall. How many things do you need to celebrate fall every single year? So you start having your fall collection, your Christmas collection, your New Year's collection. You keep on accumulating things, and just because it's also fueled by the trend, because you are exposed, not just you're seeing people who are close to you, you are seeing millions of other people on social media in different parts of the world that are also encouraging you to do the same. So without even realizing it, you feel like you are part of this culture, part of the society, and the only way for you to do this is by conforming to that overconsumption, conforming to that culture. We don't just consume. We consume each other's overconsumption. If you like this video so far, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe. Thank you. Overconsumption is leading us to a big problem on a financial aspect, and it's the cost, the true cost of overconsumption. And basically, it's not just the sticker price, it's the opportunity cost that it's causing us. Because if we're spending our money here and there, it's not the small purchase that is really making a dent, but the accumulation of that is what's really causing the problem. Because if we were to accumulate all of those expenses, that would really add up. Now, if we had invested that money into our investments, we would have seen much better results over time. We would have seen growth we would have seen compounding, and we're losing so much in here because we're not really leveraging the power of time and the power of compounding, because we're spending that extra money we got here and there. We're not just paying for the sticker price, we're missing on a better future. Now, add to that the clutter that you have in your house, that you feel like maybe you should upgrade, maybe you need a bigger house just because it's all cluttered because you have so much stuff, or you need more storage, so you have another storage unit because all the stuff that you had is not going to be enough. Not talking about the mental load, because cleaning your house and decluttering is going to be so messy for you. So basically, you're draining your wallet, you're adding clutter to your home, as well as adding a more mental load for yourself. And why? Because you're over consuming. Not only are we triggered to buy things because other people are buying them, but we feel like we are entitled to buy things. Look at the example of upgrading your phones, for instance. People are upgrading their phones much sooner than their phones are ceasing to work properly. We're basically upgrading faster than things wear out because obsolescence is designed in it. And we feel like we are entitled to newer things, and if we don't, then we are outdated and we're not trendy and we're not part of this culture. We're missing out. Adding to that the fear of missing out that most of millennials are experiencing and Gen Zs, it's not going to help as much, because we are always feeling like we're missing out on something. If we're not upgrading, we're missing out on the new feature. Eventually, if you think about it, are you using all of the features of your phone? I don't think so. I mean, personally, I'm not. We're just keep on upgrading for newer features that we're not even going to be using. So this is also a big layer into what we are actually feeding our brains and minds to justify the buy now. That's why haul cultures feel cheap, but they're not, because they are costing you much more than the actual price of things. They are costing you growth. So the true cost of buy now, as we discussed, is not just financial, it's psychological, it's cultural, and future wealth sacrificial. It's not about frugality, it's not about guilt or not treating yourself. I'm not saying never buy things that make you happy. I'm saying understand the system and make choices that are actually yours, not nudged by algorithms or social proof. What we can start doing in order for us to distance ourselves from this whole thing. For me, I would say you should be adding friction. So we talked about how e-commerces are reducing that friction for you to make those purchases, to click on the buy now. You should add that friction back. So instead of going ahead and just placing the order, it's okay, add it to your cart, but don't click buy now. Take 48 hours, think about it, and come back to it. If you really need it, you will buy it. If not, then at least that dopamine just weathered away and you have more knowledge about what you actually need. You have put that distance in to think about what you actually need. And then you'll find out probably that it's just a whim. In the heat of the moment, you felt like you needed it, but when you actually settled and slept on it, you don't feel like you do. So that's a big step. Second thing, you should be automating your savings and investments as much as you can, because you should be capitalizing on those nudges that are actually making you make decisions. You should be automating your investments and savings as much as you can. Pay yourself first. It's important. First of all, you are removing the friction of making that decision about whether or not you should be investing, because if you would, then maybe you feel like you shouldn't invest as much. So remove that decision-making process from there. Capitalize on the behavioral economy aspect that we talked about. Capitalize on that knowledge to your advantage. Make decisions work for you, not the other way around. Redefine influence. That's very important. Follow people that inspire growth, not clutter. If you liked today's video, you might check this one. Thank you for hanging out. See you next week.